This is Bria Hartley right here, grinning from ear to ear with Sophie Cunningham smiling.
Bria Hartley dives for Sophie Cunningham's knees, doesn't even try to avoid the collision, doesn't try to move out the way. Bria Hartley sees Sophie's legs and says, that's the direction I'm going to fall in, even though.
And Sophie's mother, Paula, Hartley is a disgruntled player having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of control. Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty player that can continue to survive these things. Here you see Sophie Cunningham laid out on the floor, holding her knee. The lady was in tears, crying as Lexi Hall approached her to help her.
Bria Hartley has been suspended after a vicious hit on Sophie Cunningham. But honestly, what more can we expect from a league drowning in poor officiating? From Caitlin Clark being sidelined by reckless contact to Hartley taking out one of the WNBA's most marketable stars, the game has turned into a minefield of cheap shots. And the most disturbing part? Hartley walked away smiling while Cunningham lay on the floor in pain. Is this really the standard the league wants to set?
I think it's one of those things where people are looking too much into things. Smiling or not looking attention happens in basketball, and the other hand, Sophie heartfelt and very like, yeah, she'll call for it then. I think we're looking too much into this. I think we are looking too much into this.
Here we go again. Bria Hartley back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. This isn't her first brush with dirty play. In fact, she's practically built a reputation on it. Time for a little refresher. Remember when she yanked Angel Reese by the ponytail in mid-game? Not just a playful tug, but a full-on grab like she was trying to hole in a catch.
That has emerged with Bria Hartley smiling and laughing over this incident of Sophie Cunningham being hurt. That chick grinning after Caitlin Clark got slammed to the ground. And then this chick.
Sophie crumples to the floor after Hartley barrels into her knee. A brutal collision that makes everyone watching wince and clutch their own leg. Somehow, she forces herself to get up and limp off the court, the pain written all over her face.
She's roared to being the second most popular player in the WNBA. Because I believe that's happened. And now, the Indiana Fever has lost both of their top draws.
And what's Bria Hartley doing in the middle of all this? Smiling, like she'd just hit the jackpot. The moment Sophie went down, Hartley carried on as if it were business as usual. Fans didn't take it lightly. Social media exploded with outrage, blasting the play as cheap, dirty, and downright disgraceful.
It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is.
The backlash was immediate. Fans were stunned to see Hartley grinning after taking down one of the league's most respected players. Sophie's toughness is exactly what makes her so admired. She's built her reputation on battling through pain. So when Hartley pulled this stunt, it felt less like a hard foul and more like a direct shot at one of the few stars who truly draw fans to the game.
In preschool, body checking Skylar Diggins in the open court. What are we doing? Clawing at Rebecca Allen, leaving marks on her shoulder, leaving blood dripping down.
Hartley didn't just injure Sophie, she damaged the league's image. But really, are we even surprised at this point? Her track record speaks for itself. Dirty play has practically become her trademark. From yanking ponytails to throwing reckless body checks, Hartley has carved out a reputation for turning basketball into something closer to a brawl than a game.
Falling into Sophie Cunningham's knees. Bria Hartley is a dirty player. There's no other way to slice this. There's no other way to explain.
The reality is, Hartley's become more of a liability than an asset. She isn't sticking around because of elite talent, but because her antics keep her name in the conversation. Strip away the dirty plays, and she's just another forgettable role player. Instead, she's carved out notoriety as one of the league's dirtiest competitors.
Watch out for Bria Hartley because she's a dirty ass player.
But Sophie Cunningham isn't just another name on the roster. She's a warrior. Through the hits, the injuries, and the constant disrespect, she always comes back swinging. Her nickname, Sophie the Trophy says it all. She's beloved because she plays with heart, fire, and grit. Fans rally behind her toughness. Yet time and again, from getting slammed in pre-season to being tossed to the floor by Brittany Sykes, she takes a punishment and never backs down. And that's the real problem, the WNBA's failure to protect its stars.
This is Hartley right here coming in, and she crushes in on the knee of Sophie right here.
Players like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark are the lifeblood of the WNBA. They are the ones pulling in fans, boosting ratings, and growing the game, yet they're the ones getting targeted by cheap shots. And what has the league done about it? Practically nothing. It's long past time for the WNBA to step in and protect its stars, because if they don't, they risk losing the very players who carry the league's future.
It looks like Stephanie White was extremely emotional after this hard-fought game. Sophie Cunningham family is extremely pissed off.
What's really on the line here is the WNBA's future. If stars like Sophie and Caitlin keep getting knocked out by dirty plays, the league is gambling with its own growth. Fans are already fed up, and if these marquee players are sidelined, ratings will nosedive, and ticket sales won't be far behind.
I think we are looking too much into this, like Bria Hartley smiling after Sophie Cunningham ending up getting injured.
The WNBA has to start taking star protection seriously, or risk sliding into irrelevance. Bria Hartley's latest actions shine a harsh light on the league's culture. Is the WNBA truly committed to cracking down on this behavior, or is it content to keep looking the other way?
Sophie Cunningham got into it early in the season. What are the odds? What are the odds this incident takes place with Bria Hartley, a player that's found herself in the center of flagrant fouls, in the center of pulling ponytails many times this season?
Hartley represents a much bigger problem. When the league refuses to hold players like her accountable, it sends a message that this kind of behavior is acceptable. That mindset breeds a toxic culture where dirty play becomes a norm, and skilled, marketable players like Sophie Cunningham are reduced to collateral damage in a game that should be defined by talent, not cheap shots.
It's just emotional, guys. I'm hella mad. Hartley needs to be suspended on a major level, completely fouled. At this point, she's more dirtier than DJ Carey.
Hartley's actions don't just impact players in the heat of the moment. They can alter the entire course of a career. A knee injury to Sophie Cunningham isn't just about missing a few games. It could derail her season and jeopardize her long-term future. And beyond the physical damage, injuries like this leave a heavy mental toll that lingers long after the pain subsides.
Based on your previous actions, your reputation precedes you. Based on your previous actions, I need to assume all of these plays that you take place in are dirty plays, because that's the kind of player you are.
The emotional weight of realizing that another player's reckless move has put your career in jeopardy is impossible to ignore. And for what? A fleeting moment of attention that, in the end, only stains Hartley's reputation in the eyes of fans and her peers.
Can somebody please explain those physics again? Don't want to hear it, because this is a dirty play. All the defending that people might want to do, because there are some defenders out there, believe it or not, all the defending people might want to do for Bria Hartley, she deserves none of it.
Fans are starting to lose faith in the WNBA. Every time a player like Hartley gets away with a dirty play, the league's credibility takes another hit. People don't want to watch a sport where their favorite stars are constantly at risk because others refuse to play by the rules. If the league doesn't step up, it risks alienating its most loyal supporters and missing the chance to win over new ones. The current approach simply isn't working. With stars like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark being targeted, the WNBA must introduce stronger safeguards, whether that means tougher suspensions, updated rules, or holding referees accountable for consistent calls. The bottom line is clear. The league has a responsibility to protect its players, and it can't afford to ignore it any longer.
Bria Hartley doesn't even deserve to be on a roster in this league. Sophie Cunningham's family saying, what's going on? You guys are calling out Sophie Cunningham, finding Sophie Cunningham for calling out the officiating. Meanwhile, you're letting players just take dives.
The Bria Hartley incident is just a symptom of a much bigger problem: player safety in professional sports. This isn't about one game or one player. It's about making sure every athlete can perform at the highest level without constantly fearing for their health. The WNBA must put players' safety at the center of its policies, making cheap shots and reckless plays unacceptable. Until that happens, the league will keep battling questions of credibility, fan trust, and whether it truly has a sustainable future in the spotlight.
They wanted to hurt Sophie. They made it their business to hurt Sophie. And that's exactly what they did, was hurt Sophie. And I'm hella mad.
Fans have spoken loud and clear, and the WNBA can't afford to tune them out. After the Hartley incident, social media lit up with petitions, demands, and calls for accountability. Now the league stands at a crossroads. Will they hear the fans and take real action, or will they allow dirty plays to keep dragging the game down? Supporters have made their demands known. They want change. This is a pivotal moment for the WNBA. Either crack down and improve players' safety matters, or let players like Hartley continue to tarnish the sport's reputation.
Sophie's sister Lindsay and her mom Paula. Ask WNBA, maybe you should focus less on finding players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call consistent game protect your athletes.
It's time for the WNBA to take a stand, starting with a harsh penalty for Bria Hartley and a real commitment to player safety that sets the tone for years to come. Hartley isn't unlucky, and she isn't misunderstood. She's a repeat offender, and the Sophie Cunningham incident is just the latest proof. Sophie is one of the league's brightest stars, yet once again her injury has become another ugly headline in Hartley's highlight reel of dirty plays. The WNBA now faces a defining choice: step up and protect its stars, or watch the league's reputation crumble. Fans are watching closely, and they are tired of seeing repeat offenders go unchecked. The clock is ticking. This moment goes beyond one suspension. It's about the league's culture, its credibility, and its future. Hartley's history of reckless behavior has already raised doubts, but the bigger failure lies in the WNBA's inability to enforce meaningful discipline. Each ignored incident chips away at trust, leaving fans increasingly disillusioned. These are the same fans who bring passion, loyalty, and viewership to the sport, and they are making it clear they won't tolerate a league that won't protect its stars. For the WNBA, this is more than damage control. It's a chance to reset the narrative. Will they crack down, set stronger precedents, and prove they value the safety of players like Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark? Or will they continue allowing dirty play to steal the spotlight from the skill and heart that fans come to see? The league's future hangs in the balance, and every decision from here will define how it's remembered.